Stay
Yeah,
with it.
81. So, like I was saying, man, she
Mhm.
threw water. If you look at the video, I don't know which video everybody else saw, but the video that I saw that did not have the cop narrating, you could see from the position where he had his hands up, but under him there was still vision to see. You could see her hand was clearly on the handles, where from a kneeling position she threw the water at him. The thing here is that going back to what Jay Smooth said, she did not have any type of position where she could have thrown it significantly where it could have done him any harm. The cop was dead wrong for shooting her. He did not have the temperament for the job whatsoever. What started the whole incident off is that she took 3 minutes to answer the door. I don't know if that was in the video that you guys saw, but he was already amped from that. When he got into the house, it just continued to escalate from there. This kid just didn't have the temperament to be wearing the uniform. And I just heard you mention, Hamp, that somewhere in another video from a previous job that he was in, because he'd been moved 4 times in what, 6 years or something like that. He'd been moved 4 times in 6 years. I don't understand the last person or the last organization who hired him. How in hell did they even let that happen? But nonetheless, this kid did not need to shoot her. He lacked the proper discretion to be a police officer, and his attitude from the entire time up until when he shot her was indicative. Even after she was shot, and the other cop was trying to provide her medical attention, even though she shot in the face, the whole question came down to, oh, who's got meds? Well, we need meds. He said, I got meds. But when he came back in the house, he said, I'm not wasting my meds on this. That was also in the video. And then as he left, just a second, Strata. But as he left from that, he also made another comment that was worthless for the most part. It was garbled. I didn't hear that as clearly as I needed to. But the fact of the matter is, yes, she did throw the water. Yes, she threw it at him. However, her being, her being in a kneeling position, it didn't do anything significant.
One question, John Harry, if you don't mind. Did she throw the water before or after she said, I'm sorry?
No, again, the I'm sorry part, I couldn't hear I'm sorry. Just a second, guys. My phone's going dead.
That's what I'm talking
Does anybody
about,
hear
man.
music in the background?
No, sir.
No.
Okay, maybe that's me. I'm hearing some music in the background, but nonetheless, the fact is that I didn't hear I'm sorry. I could hear from the audio that was being depicted that when he said you better not, when she said I rebuke you in the name of Jesus, you have to look at the angle. We couldn't see where her hands were. People were thinking that he was saying you better not, just because of the fact she said I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. From what we could assume, if we're not just windmilling here, is that she was putting her hands in a position to where she could pick up the pot of water to throw it.
No, bro. No,
That's
you're absolutely wrong. You're totally wrong, John. Respectfully. When she
Hold up,
had
man.
listen,
Hey, just a second, guys. I've got some noise in the background. Hold up.
she picked up, just for the audience, man. She had already grabbed the pot when she said I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. The reason why the cop was backing up, and the reason why she was saying I rebuke you in the name of Jesus, is because the cop was insinuating that she might be careless with the hot water because she had grabbed the pot already. By the time the cop drew his weapon, she had let the damn pot, her hands was in the air. Even Officer Tatum, it showed that in Officer Tatum's video. Her hands was in the air.
She took her hands down, Freezy, grabbed the pot and threw it.
Listen
Her
to what
hands
I'm
were
telling
in
you.
you are right, Freezy. Her hands were in the air.
What you're saying is she grabbed the pot when she first went to the stove. Then when she said she picked the pot up, then when she said I rebuke you in the name of Jesus, and the cop drew the weapon, she put her hands in the air. What you're saying is she was bold enough, after she was scared, after she was surrendering, to grab the pot and try to throw it at the cop after she did all
That's
of that.
exactly
Man,
what she
is
did,
crazy
Freezy.
as hell. I'm tired of you
I don't,
niggas.
Freezy, the fact that you think I'm crazy and the fact that you can't see has nothing to do with my observable reality. you could see where her hands were up. It went down. She grabbed the pot, and on the platform that I was watching, he stopped it to where you could see her hand was on the pot, on the handle.
Bro, y'all so smart. Y'all ain't got now bit of sense, dog.
No, it's not that I'm so smart. It's that your incompetence allows you to sit here and win
crazy as hell, man.
So okay, I can be crazy. Call it what you want. Again, she threw the water at him. She had her hands up. She got down on the ground. Then she got back up, grabbed the pot, and threw it from a kneeling position. Because of the fact she was in a kneeling position, the water was not able to travel.
The pot when she was on her knees?
She threw the pot from a kneeling position.
So which is it? Hold on. So which is it? Savage said she was on her feet trying to walk towards the man, trying to.
I didn't say that.
You said
I didn't say that.
She was in
I didn't say that.
All right, so notice how
that.
Breezy's whole depiction is falling apart right about now.
Wait. How would she move towards the cop if she's on her knees? Could somebody please tell me that?
I never stated that she moved towards the cop and threw the pot.
She threw the pot towards the cop.
She threw the pot from a kneeling position. The cop drew his weapon. She got away from the stove. She went down. She put her hands up. Then she jumped up, grabbed the pot, and then went back to her knees and threw it at the same time. Why
did she put her hands up, John?
You'd have to ask her, Freezy. If she put her hands up, it's because of the fact that she was probably in fear. But she jumped back up and grabbed the pot off the stove, Freezy. I don't have to justify this shit.
She put her hands up because the weapon was drawn.
Thank you.
And I'm not denying that, Freezy, but at the same time, she stood back up, grabbed the pot, and kneeled to the ground and threw it at the same time.
She got a gun on her, and she's surrendering. She got her hands in the air, and you telling me this lady.
Freezy, because you don't understand doesn't mean that I'm telling a lie.
What's being said? Dude, am I the only one hearing this shit?
No, you're the only one foolish enough to sit here and deny somebody else's observable reality.
Hey, I just laugh at scenarios like this because it just reminds me of if you was working at a gas station, I come in your gas station and I tell you, hey, put your fucking hands up, and I draw my weapon. And you put your hands up, but you see a weapon in terms of you can throw at me or do something to knock me off for me to not shoot you, you wouldn't do it?
Crazy, I think that's for you.
What I'm trying to tell y'all is this. If she made a gesture after the cop drew her weapon, if she is communicating to the cop, hey, I let the pot go, bitch. You trying to convince us after she visibly showed the cop, hey, I ain't got nothing. I ain't trying to throw nothing. After all of that, after she communicated all of that, y'all still want to make this lady guilty by saying why she dropped to. Not only did she throw her hands up, she dropped to.
I want everybody to listen to the conflation here.
Wait, John. Not only did she throw her hands up, she dropped to her knees, bro. I don't know what kind of other submission you guys need to see.
Now, if you threw conflating, Freezy,
and then she dropped to her knees. Go ahead. Okay, and then I'm glad that Hamp showed the damn video because but I seen from the pot being in her hand, the pot was sideways. The water was already out the goddamn pot.
Because she threw it, Freezy.
No, she didn't.
Yeah. I mean, people must not also understand what happens when people get hit with bullets. So, John, when he's saying this, right? Did you hear the video with the audible cop talking?
See, the video that you're talking about, that's not the one I saw. I saw the one that was immediately after the shooting that they finally had a chance to play. That was on the body cam that the second cop was wearing. Now, whatever video that you guys are talking about with the cop audio speaking over it, that came after.
Let me ask you a question again. Did you hear the audible video with the cops talking?
Of the cops talking directly after the shooting?
No, the cop that had his body cam on the entire time, the partner that didn't shoot. Did you hear the video when his video?
Yes, that's the video I'm referring to. That's the video that I saw on Platt's channel that they show. If that's the same video you have.
Platt ain't paying no bills over here.
All right, so I saw the video on somebody else's channel.
Okay, so so you got, I'm talking about the partner who didn't shoot, who aimed his gun at his partner twice. Cops don't know what the fuck they're doing, right? And so you heard the video from his body cam, right? I just wanted yes or no, so we on the same page.
Yes, that's the video that was shown because the other cop had his body cam turned off.
Yes or no, so we on the same page.
I said yes, Hamp. Let's get on with it, bro.
So now when he says put the pot down, right? Okay, I'm sorry, right? She drops to the floor. He's saying put the pot down before, after, or during she dropped to the floor.
No, he said put the pot down before she dropped to the floor.
Did
she put her hands up
on the floor.
She put her hands up after he said put the pot down. Remember, he said you better not, or I'll shoot you in the fucking face. She put her hands up, she dropped down, then she jumped back up real fast, grabbed the pot, and threw whatever was in it at its direction. It didn't look like there was a lot of water in it, but whatever she threw, the cop was not at a significant distance where he could have been harmed by that. The fact of the matter is that he still showed poor discretion in shooting her. He did not have to kill her because the discretion would have shown that, yes, no one wants to get hit by scalding water, but from where she threw it from and from the position she threw it from, he was nowhere in danger of being hit by that. He did not have to kill that woman.
And then you're saying what you observed, she tossed the pot, she threw it at him.
She picked it up. You could see her hand was on the rim. She was kneeling down. You could see the pot that was above counter level, and her hand was on the handle. She threw it. She threw what was ever in it in his direction, but it didn't reach.
How do you, because you're saying observable reality.
Yes.
What is your reasoning behind why she would throw the pot if she said, okay, I'm sorry, left the pot on the counter and then dropped down? What makes her then, with a gun to her, go up and throw the pot?
Man, can anyone explain the actions of anyone who is mentally ill?
Well, you're discerning, right? You're using.
No, I'm not discerning.
Hold on, I'm gonna finish my point.
Okay, go ahead, bro.
Well, and the reason why I'm saying you're observing is because you said observable reality, right? So you're observing and making an observation that she threw the pot. So since you're speculating, right? Because we'll never know. I'm asking you what would make her apologize, drop to the floor, right? Because she knew the pot was the reason why the cop was afraid, because he mentioned it when he actually stepped back. What makes her pop up after saying sorry and grab the pot?
All right, so for the same reason that you're wondering why I can't answer the question why she did it, I want to know why you think she did it. We cancel each other out.
No.
Well, yes,
if you don't have an answer, say that. Don't ask me a question. Don't ask me a question back after I posed you a question. If you want to ask me a question after you answer mine, let's do that.
Oh, well, okay. I'm gonna pose. Here's my answer. I can't tell you what a mentally ill person is thinking. All right. So that's the answer I gave you before. You asked me your question 2 more times. I cannot give you an answer on what a mentally ill person would do. I can give you what I saw.
Well, first off, John, let's not play this game. You didn't
what
give
game
me. I just asked you that question. You didn't give me an answer before 2 times. What are you talking about? I didn't ask you that.
Remember you asked me.
I'm asking very clearly now, right? Let's stop with the nonsense, right? Let's just have the conversation directly. I'm asking you a question right now, right? So you're making a determination based on observable reality. I'm asking you everything you observed. What makes the lady pop up and decide to throw the pot after apologizing for even saying what she said in the first place, based on what you observed? I'll tell you again. So that's what I'm asking.
From what I observed.
Yeah.
From what I observed, Hamp, I cannot tell you why a mentally ill person would do that. I've told you my background is in psychology. So therefore, I can't explain her actions. I can't explain why anyone would throw a pot at someone if a gun is drawn on you. She was mentally ill for whatever reason. She even stated, I've taken my medications. The fact that we wanted to get caught up on that, I can't give you that answer, Hamp. I can give you what I saw. She put her hands up when he said, put your hands up, get away from the stove. She went down, she jumped back up, grabbed the pot and threw it. That's what I can give you an answer for what I saw. I can't give you an answer for what she was feeling.
Which way she threw the pot, John? Hold on, Strada. Which way did she throw the pot, John?
In his direction, Freezy.
On her knee.
She threw it.
Hey, Beans, you gotta get on camera.
man. Do you see? Do y'all hear this?
This is wild. So what you're saying
John,
is,
wait, John. It's an island, right? It's an island between her and the cop, right? The cop is standing up on the other side of the fucking island. She on her knees below the island, and you trying to get us to believe that she was throwing the pot at the damn cop.
She was throwing it at a cop. She may not have thrown it at the cop who had the gun drawn. The other cop was standing there, Freezy. Everybody's attention is on the cop with the gun. She threw the water in the direction of one of the cops in the vicinity, Freezy.
John, listen to what I'm saying. She was on the other side of the island, John. There's an island dividing the kitchen and the living room, John. You're saying that she was on her knees trying to throw a fucking cop. Throw a fucking pot.
She was, Freezy. You could see it. Her hands were above the island. From the angle where it was, you can see the pot. Now, whatever reason that you guys want to sit here and listen to Freezy's, forgive my language, fuckery, that is on you, all right? The fact that she did this does not go without escaping. The guy felt a threat. For no reason, he did not have to kill her. She threw the pot in the general vicinity of one of the two officers, and the guy shot.
Is the video you watching, does it have sound? Is the video that you saw?
Yes, so it has sound.
So when did you hear the first shot go off?
After she threw the water.
From the angle that you saw?
Yes, from the kneeling position, you could hear the shot. You could hear the shot.
I don't know. I just think that that's probably where we part paths.
Hold on. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why John full of shit. Guess what the cop that shot her said. Guess what the cop that shot her said.
Tell me, Freezy. Give me your character. What did he say, Freezy?
So I'm finna lie on the cop when.
No, Freezy. I want you to tell me what the cop said, since you seem to have all the answers.
The cop said that the fucking bitch was coming at him with the pot.
There you go. She threw the water, Freezy.
No, John. He said she was coming at him with the pot.
Now we're getting into interpretation. Freezy, he interpreted that she threw the water at him as coming at him. She did not. She was on her knees. She was in no way walking towards that man.
My only argument, pushback to you, John, would be he would have to be a damn good dead shot in order to hit her through her eye socket if indeed a pot was hurled in the direction of the shooter. That's a damn good shot for even a sniper.
I said he threw the water. She threw the water in the pot, D Strada. She threw the water in the pot. She picked it up, and you can see where she threw. Now, wherever the pot, if the pot came out of her hand in the clip that you could see, you saw this motion. I can't tell you where the pot landed or where it went. I know that she was in a throwing motion from a kneeling position.
Right, but again, even to your credence, no matter the direction of where she was throwing, if the shot is sent at the time that the pot is in the air, how could he indeed be as accurate as he was with the shot, with the pot being in any direction?
Again, I don't understand what this attempted CSI is from all you guys. He shot after she made the throwing motion. So the pot could have been on the ground. The pot could have been behind her. It could have been in front of her. He shot after her throwing motion.
He got previous experience. He got previous experience in doing shit like this. It's on his rap sheet. That's why he's so.
I want to just see. Let me see.
Yeah, because I really want to understand. Because, like I said, he seems to be vehemently convinced of what he's saying.
But he doesn't disagree with you
because
guys.
I watched it. I saw the video that everybody else saw. I saw the guy slow it down frame by frame.
Yeah.
Frame by frame, where we spent almost 20 minutes.
A pot of boiling water from her stove. The deputy on screen identified by prosecutors as Sean Grayson.
She does.
See, that's why I had to make sure I held John accountable. He's saying drop the pot after she's already on the floor and the pot is on the counter.
Thank you.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Hamp.
No, not no Hamp. I'm saying that's what we literally just watched together. The pot is on the counter. He can see the pot. He can't see her. So he's saying, drop the pot, drop the pot, drop the pot. We asking you to use that psychological.
She threw the water, Hamp.
I noticed, John, you're doing that more often. You're interjecting when there's something that you don't agree with.
I'm sorry. Forgive me, Hamp. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I just noticed. I noticed that's a tactic that is being used more and more. So the pot is on the counter, right? He's given incoherent instruction, right? It doesn't make sense because it's sitting on the counter. She drops down. Why is he continuing to say drop the pot when he can see the pot but he can't see her, which is why he had to move towards her to get her back in vision?
All right, so just so we're not playing a tactic, you accuse me of a tactic because that's annoying me when you do this, Hamp. I'm simply stating the fact.
I don't care.
You're right. Oh, we're good. So as long as you don't care, let's have a conversation.
Here's the thing, right? Because here's the thing. What I'm seeing more and more is when we have these conversations, right? I comport myself appropriately. I don't be playing this type of game, right? But you're saying I asked you a question 3 different times. I did this, that, and the third, right? So people try to angle themselves to act like they're being attacked when actually that's not the case, right?
Never
so I'm asking you,
brother.
You did it again. Now I'm asking you just to have the conversation because this is uberly serious. And when men of your ilk and your station say these things, it permeates through the earth more than you may give it credit for. That's why we need to make sure we assess it correctly so we can really understand where it is that we at with this.
Agreed. I have no contention.
So this is out of love and respect, but that's why I have to be a little bit more heavy-handed because of how I regard you and all the accomplishments you have, and I can't let the bullshit stand.
Okay, I can understand that, and I have no issue with how you perceive and how you see this. If you feel that way, I'm not going to stop you. If I have done that, I apologize if that's how I portrayed myself. Now, I will say again, she threw the water hand. Now, the video that I saw where the frame was stopped, she grabbed it and she threw the water in her direction. Now, if you guys are not looking at it from that perspective where we're looking at it over and over again, frame by frame, then what I'm saying is not going to register with you. She threw the water in his direction. There's no reason for someone on the ground and then a cop to shoot someone who is on the ground kneeling if they've made no actions. She made a move towards him by throwing the water in his direction, and he shot her as soon as she was finished with the motion. The cop should not have killed the woman.
Yeah, you're not saying that. So we agree 100%. You're not saying anything of that nature, right? But you said it. One thing that I want to get assessment on. You said it doesn't make sense for him to do X, Y, and Z, right? You said it doesn't make sense for him to what?
It doesn't make sense. Let me look at that. Okay, I see where we're going, but I'll